If Binance were to have a problem, it's going to affect every asset that you own in all likelihood. All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Binance USD. That is Binance's stablecoin. I'm also going to talk about the entire universe that is Binance because it's a huge part of the cryptocurrency world. This channel focuses a lot on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. So things like this directly impact Bitcoin and therefore the Bitcoin miners. So I wanted to bring everybody up to date on what is a potential situation. So if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot. Lastly, if you want to become a member, you can join the channel by hitting the join button on the YouTube page. It's right next to the subscribe button. If you don't see it, there should be a link below. Members get some members only content. In fact, I'll be doing a deeper dive on this very issue for members only later this week. Additionally, members have a members only live stream once a week, Tuesday after the market closes. And on that live stream, the members get to pick a company for me to do a deep dive video on each week for the members. So we would love to have you join us. We have a lot of fun there. Let's talk about what's going on with Binance. Okay, first of all, there's a lot of different stories swirling around regarding Binance. And I want to stay focused. I don't want this to be a video that's just general FUD about Binance, but I do want to put things into perspective, and I want to focus on the Binance USD coin, which is their stable coin, because some information came out today that to me is disturbing and it's really worth taking note of. It is a red flag, and so again, I don't want to say it's the end of the world and it's a crisis and this is the next FTX, but I think we need to pay more and more attention to red flags as they come up across this space, particularly since Binance is probably the largest player in the entire cryptocurrency space. So you can see here, Binance is basically pegged to the US dollar. That's its purpose. It's trading at effectively $1. You know, sometimes it's a tenth or a hundredth of a penny off, and that's okay. That's not losing its peg. So the market cap here is $16 billion. So I want to put that in perspective, and I want to put Binance in perspective. This is coinmarketcap.com. This is a list of the top 8 cryptocurrencies. So if we look, you're going to see number 4 is BNB, which is Binance's own coin, and number 7 is Binance USD, which is Binance's stable coin. So they have 2 of the top 7 coins out of all cryptocurrency in the entire cryptocurrency universe. In addition to that, they are the largest crypto exchange by far in the world. Now, their regular exchange does not operate in the United States. I'm recording from the United States. So in the United States, they have Binance.us, and that runs separately. This is how they transact business in the US. There's certain things that Binance can do outside of the US that Binance US cannot do. So you can see, all in, this is a massive, massive part of the cryptocurrency world. Now, FTX was probably one of their biggest direct competitors. Obviously, we know how that situation is going, and that had a dramatic impact on Bitcoin. Bitcoin dropped from somewhere around 21,000 down to as low as in the 15,000s in just a few days when the FTX situation broke, and that was a new 2-year low for Bitcoin, and it still really hasn't recovered. We're only at around $17,000 right now. So even a month and a half later, even 2 full months later since the FTX news dropped, Bitcoin has not recovered from that event. So Binance is of the scale and size where they have the potential to affect Bitcoin in a similar way and the entire cryptocurrency universe. Hopefully, as these events go through, everybody in cryptocurrency digests them. A lot of people lost a lot of money on the FTX situation, and so that's why we want to keep our eye out for the next one. So again, I'm going to talk about something super specific. I'm not here to talk about the collapse of Binance. I know there's a lot of other videos we can do on this. There's a lot going on with Binance, but what I'm going to stick to is a story that came out today on the Binance stablecoin, BUSD. Okay, this is an article from Business Insider. Binance admits its stablecoin sometimes lost the full backing it needed to keep its price fixed at $1. So the whole point of a stablecoin is it's pegged to the dollar and it should be $1. Now, if it's off by 0.1% or something to that effect, there are tiny fluctuations, and that's acceptable in the stablecoin world. But once it's off more than 1% or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5%, things start to get very dicey and it can have a domino effect. We saw that in the Terra Luna situation. There is a stablecoin now. They used a different methodology to create their stablecoin. I'm not sure it ever really should have even been called a stablecoin, but that was one of the biggest crises in cryptocurrency. And it was one of the big legs down in the cryptocurrency market cap and a big leg down in Bitcoin when that situation hit in 2022. Okay, so Binance said its BUSD stablecoin hasn't always had the dollar backing needed for its price to stay fixed. The peg for the listed crypto token wore thin due to a quote timing mismatch, the exchange said on Tuesday. Crypto giant Binance has admitted that it hasn't always maintained the reserves needed to keep the price of the BUSD stablecoin fixed at $1, creating a shortfall of as much as $1 billion in backing for the token. Now, let's keep going because there's more. The big three stablecoins are pegged to the US dollar, so essentially you're putting your money in dollars indirectly, which is supposed to be safe, and that peg is supposed to remain at $1. Okay, then this is the mechanism that is supposed to keep Binance pegged BUSD's price stable has sometimes worn thin in the past, the world's biggest crypto exchange said Tuesday. The rhythm of managing the token meant it wasn't always fully, quote, pegged to the dollar, it said. I'm going to keep reading, but I'm just going to take a time out. Like, this is the kind of language that to me is very scary. The price stable has sometimes worn thin. You know, that doesn't really mean anything. We need to know what that means. And then a comment like the rhythm of managing the token. You know, these are things that they're not information. They're generic comments that don't really answer a question. Okay, quote, Binance has always rebalanced or updated the asset in the pegged addresses periodically, not in real time. We now rebalance much more frequently to ensure it's always one-to-one backed, it said in a blog post. So again, this is some generic language. This basically is saying they used to update this periodically and now they do it much more frequently. Well, I don't know what either of those units of measurement of time are. So exactly how are they ensuring this? For me, this is a super simple thing to be done in real time, and anything short of that, I think, is a big risk. So I think they need to get to a situation where this is a real-time scenario. They're trying to peg to the dollar. Well, it's very easy to peg to the dollar. And the way to do that is to have a dollar in reserve for each one of these coins. If you do that in real time, you're always going to be safe. If you don't do that in real time, if it's, quote, periodically or, quote, much more frequently, I don't know what that means. And clearly in the past, that has led to them losing their peg by over $1 billion 3 different times. Then they say for operational reasons, on occasions in the past, there was a timing mismatch in the backing Binance pegged BUSD with BUSD, it said. The gap between the reserve held by Binance and the amount of BUSD circulating on the exchange topped $1 billion 3 separate times between 2020 and 2021, according to Chain Argos data, first reported by Bloomberg. BUSD is the third largest stablecoin by market capitalization with a total of about $16.4 billion, according to coinmarketcap.com, which is what we just looked at. But the thing is, this is all one ecosystem. So in some way, you have to worry because the biggest part of this ecosystem is the Binance exchange. They also have their own token at $44 billion, which outside of stable tokens, that's the third biggest token in the entire cryptocurrency universe. So obviously then in addition to that, they have another top 7 token in their stablecoin. So you can see where if this were to be some larger contagion, and I'm not saying that it is, but any red flags in the world of Binance represents one of the biggest threats in the short term to a potential big downswing, a quote, the next shoe to drop type of a situation. This is a bigger ecosystem than even FTX had. So again, I want to reiterate, I'm not saying that that's happening. I know there's a lot of news going on. There's investigations. There's all kinds of things going on. But right now, this is the only real information I'm talking about. They have admitted themselves that they've lost their peg by greater than $1 billion 3 different times on their BUSD stablecoin. Stablecoin issuer Terra's inability to keep the price of its token fixed at $1 was one story that fueled to the brutal crypto sell-off of 2022. So we talked about that. There were 2 or 3 big stories, and the Terra Luna situation was one of them, and that included their algorithmic stablecoin, which totally failed. In addition to that, obviously we have the FTX situation, and there's some other situations brewing out there that I won't talk about, but we don't know if any of those are ultimately going to materialize. So hopefully, the worst is behind us, but there are things left to worry about, and we've got to keep a close look on those things. And keeping a look at Binance, to me, if you are in Bitcoin or the Bitcoin miners or really anywhere in cryptocurrency at all, if Binance were to have a problem, it's going to affect every asset that you own in all likelihood. So that's why I'm bringing this information out. I just want to keep everybody up to date. This is something that happened, and it still, to me, seems like there's not total transparency here because, again, in their words, they're rebalancing it more frequently, but that is not in real time. I'd love to see a mechanism in place that's closer to a real-time situation where we have complete confidence in Binance's stablecoin. And this is also why I've been calling for regulation. I'm not a big regulations person, so you're not going to hear me very many times in the history of this channel. You're not going to hear me calling for regulations, but I have two things that I really think need regulating, and they are stablecoins and cryptocurrency exchanges. So Binance is both of those things. I'm waiting for the US to take steps and make regulations regarding the crypto exchanges and regarding the stablecoins, because I think until those two things are behind us, stuff like this can loom over the cryptocurrency world. And even if there isn't a big crisis out there, we don't have the transparency necessary right now for large institutional money to get comfortable and come into this space if they're worried about the next disaster happening. Okay, to be fair, here's an article. Binance pushes back against reports stablecoin isn't fully backed. The cryptocurrency exchange said there was a timing mismatch in backing Binance Peg BUSD with BUSD. That seemingly showed data in which the stablecoin was not fully backed. Major crypto exchange Binance initially pushed back against a Bloomberg report that its Binance Peg BUSD stablecoin doesn't always appear to have been completely backed by BUSD. In a January 10th blog post, Binance said the basis for this report, which was later amended to clarify the difference between pegged and backed stablecoin, was a timing mismatch. None of that language makes me feel any more comfortable at all. So you guys can leave in the comments section below what you think about this. But to me, a stablecoin needs to be a stablecoin. We need to be able to trust that they are completely and securely backed in a 1-to-1 ratio, particularly in order for the crypto exchanges to exist, because they deal in these stable coins more so than any other coin. So I just want to close out and remind everybody, here's the top 8 cryptocurrencies in the entire cryptocurrency universe. Right now, if we take a look, the cryptocurrency universe market cap is about $852 billion. So again, if we look here, BNB is Binance's own token. That is the 4th largest token, and it's really the 3rd largest token that's not a stable coin on the entire cryptocurrency universe at $44 billion. And there's a gigantic drop-off after the top 3. Even the top 3 scaled down drastically. And then at number 7 is the Binance USD, which is what we were just talking about. So that is the 7th largest cryptocurrency being traded out there. So they have the number 4 and number 7 cryptocurrencies. And again, that's not even the big part of their puzzle. They're the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world. So to summarize, I just want this on everybody's radar. I don't want to call the sky is falling, and I have no idea where this leads to, but I do think everybody should keep themselves in the loop, and I will try to keep you guys updated if any further information comes out on this or the entire Binance ecosystem. So thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Also, you can become a member by hitting the join button on the YouTube homepage. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. We'll see you in the next video.